Went. Best of tour. Off we go. First one, 1050 North Point, Fontana Towers. I sold a 2-bedroom, 1-bath in the building next door. We closed yesterday. This one is bigger and better and higher up. All the units in this building have drop-dead views. It's a mid-century building all the way down at the end of Van Ness. If you drive north of Van Ness and go all the way down, you cannot miss these buildings because they're like these two arched buildings. I think each one is 18 stories. They're big, and the views are enormous. Then I went from, and that was listed I think for 3.35, so I went from really big and expensive to really tiny and not so expensive. And this one is a 1-bedroom that's probably about the same square footage as a large studio. I'm gonna say it's maybe 550 square feet. If you're lucky, it's listed for $599. It is on Telegraph Hill, just above North Beach, built in 1962. Really well designed, very compact, insanely cute little street. It's a cul-de-sac street on your way up to Coit Tower. And there are everybody's happy in this neighborhood. You walk out the door and it's just full of happy people that are dreamily marching up that street because they're in the most beautiful city in the world and they're going up to see Coit Tower. And then I went down into the flats of North Beach to look at a Mediterranean style building from the 20s, 4-room condo. I'm trying to get some buyers to consider a 1-bedroom with a little bit of extra space instead of a 2-bedroom. So this has a little bit of extra space that's posing as a den with, there's a photo here, it's got like a desk, a writing desk that's about the size of an ironing board, but that'll work. And the kitchen is totally cool here. It's this old school kitchen with a really narrow kitchen counter and a wall mounted sink, and the kitchen counter goes like this into the sink, and it looks that way on purpose because the idea is to have water that runs down into the sink back in the day. And if you didn't know any better, you'd just think it was sagging, but it's not. It's supposed to be that way. It's such a cute little unit. And this agent sent me over to another unit of a comparable vintage, also 4 rooms, where maybe you could figure out a way to get a 2nd bedroom somewhere in there. This one was bigger. The block is not as good. It's 2341 Franklin, but a very nice hardwood floors, good space. It's kind of a noisy street. Has parking. That other one did not. Oh no, I take it back. No parking. You have to rent across the street. And they were doing seismic work on the building and they were jackhammering down in the basement and it was just so screaming loud in there, but it's a really nice unit. And then I went off to see a true 2-bedroom unit up on California at Presidio. It's a Romeo style building, and a Romeo style building is these, I don't know why they call them that. It's a stairway that goes up the middle of the building and then there's flat. So it's a 6-unit building, and the cool thing about it is that they feel big because you open the front door and the hall goes down and then it's room off this hall. The downside of these is that the front room is really the only room that gets good light. The remaining rooms look out on light wells. If you're lucky, the kitchen has sunlight. In this instance, the kitchen did not have good light, and so I was bummed because a bright kitchen is a must-have for this particular buyer, so we had to let go of that one. The next one, I have some associates here at Paragon who have been selling real estate for, I think, longer than I have. And they've sold homes to young couples 30 years ago who are now ready to sell after raising their kids. And they have these glorious family homes for sale, and this is one of them. This is such a great neighborhood, and this is a neighborhood you don't find out about until you've lived in San Francisco for, I'm going to go ahead and say, like a decade. It is, but it's such a special street. It's off of Fulton, right near Masonic. It's a little alley called Atalaya. There's also alleys over there. I'm not going to call them alleys. They're really cul-de-sacs. Atalaya, Loyola. This is a glorious 4-bedroom, 3.5-bath house. Classic design, fantastic layout, and it's listed for 2.1. And then I went to a 4-flat building that is listed for 2.295. Small units. They're small 2-bedroom, 1-baths, investor property, and people were just out in droves looking at this. They were just milling around in front, talking about it and studying it. And The most likely candidate for this will be a developer who's going to convert this into TICs and sell the units individually. And because I was on this street, I drove down the street and I stumbled across this terrific Victorian house with apartment down for sale. Really substantial building. Both units are tenant occupied, which is why it is a tough sell. If it were vacant, it would have sold 12 times over. The upper unit, the house portion, is 2,300 square feet. It is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. It's rented for $7,000 a month. You can't complain about that, but you would really rather live in it than rent it. And it's listed for $2,649. That's overpriced, given that you've got tenants in there. The bottom unit is 1,130 square feet, and it's listed, I think, it's rented for $3,200. The right buyer, though, that's willing to take on the tenant occupancy, it's going to be a great house for them. And it sure is pretty. It's very pretty. All right, we're done.